Ron Murray, the biggest K104, your home for DFW's hip hop and R&B, DD and Bebe. But we're here to talk about AEW All In, big event that's coming to Globe Life Field in July. So it was only right. From the Prince to the King, we have AEW star Ricochet. What's going on, man?
What's up? Thank you.
Man, thank you so much for coming up to the studio. How's the Dallas Fort Worth area been so far?
It's been great. It's been awesome. Just got in today, so we've been rocking all day.
All right, so with that, even though August will be about a year, one of the newer additions to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. So how has it been since you left the other promotion?
It's been amazing. I feel like I've am myself again. I feel like that passion, that love is back, and I feel like I've been rolling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been great.
Let me say this about King Ricochet, putting some respect on your name. You're cleaner than the Board of Health in studio right now. Can you break down the drip? Can you break down the drip real quick?
It's honestly, it's my casual media day get up. It's nothing you wouldn't see me in on Dynamite. You got this, 3-piece suit. Mm. You got the accessories, the watch, the ring, the hat. You know what I'm saying?
So with that, just talk about All In that is coming to the Globe Life Field. Big event for AEW and what everybody should expect. Absolutely.
One of, if not the biggest of the year. And, nothing bigger in Texas. That's what they say. So let's go. Expect excitement and adrenaline. That's one thing that I think AEW that brings more than really, any promotion going, is that adrenaline dump that you will get, that adrenaline boost. From our whole roster, all those guys are so dynamic, so explosive. And I think that is kind of what encapsulates AEW. It's just dynamic explosiveness, So, expect a spectacle, what I'm saying? It's going to be awesome. Expect me.
Oh, speaking of that, let's go ahead and get to it. Because, of course, you just had the stretcher match with the Briscoe. Yeah. You came out with the W on that. Salute to you for coming out with the W on that. And we talked about your run in AEW. So is it about that time to, get that strap around your belt, that goal? Because I do want to put this.
It's always been time.
Because I know that, you are looking for a faction. Me, I'm 5'8" on a good day. And I would say I'm a Luchador XL if you need someone in your faction. So just talk about, making that title run. And what does Ricochet need in his new faction?
I'm trying to see who can really do what I need to do to get the job done. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be looking out for. Again, it's not going to be a quick process, I don't think. I think it's
okay, so you're not going to be picking and poaching from the other factions or anything like that.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay,
I'm just gonna. That's what I'm saying. I'm keeping my eye out. I gotta try everybody out. I gotta see who's gonna work for me, and it might be somebody in a faction. It might be two singles guys. It might be a tag guy. It might. That's the problem. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I just got to do the eye test. They always say the eye test.
Yeah.
You got to see the eye test first. See who visually does what you think needs to be done. Like, MJF to get into the hearse, he had to hurt somebody, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So that's what I'm looking for. Who can do what Ricochet does and gets the job done?
Big boss Ricochet.
Yes, sir.
I love that. So of course, at All In, we know you're going to be on there right now. The main event, Jon Moxley versus Adam Page. What does the main event look like for Ricochet that night in Arlington? If it's up to you, you're the booker.
Obviously me versus whomever, really, because when everybody sees me, they're going to want to see it. They see me on the card, they're going to want to see what's going to happen. So that's if you're choosing me.
Yeah.
But I think, Hangman and Moxley, hey, I think they have history. Well, I know they have history, and I think that will come to play again we know what's going on with Hangman right now and what he's got going on his side, and then what Moxley's got going. And like Ospreay said, Hangman knows how to beat Moxley as well. But with the Death Riders as well. So we'll see what's going on. So I think that's going to be really good. But again, if you ask me, you got to put me in that spot for sure.
Say less. Arlington is going down July 12th. AEW All In. So with that, when you came in, we spoke a little bit off air. When you were Prince Puma, that's when I really got turned on to you, turned into you and everything like that. And I say this respectfully. Do you feel that's where some of your best aerial work was done when you're at Lucha Underground and things of that nature?
Man, yeah, I think some of just in general, that was some of my best times those 3 seasons that I did. Some of my best work in general, especially in ring. I think some of the people that I got to share the ring with brought a lot out in me that, you know, people got to, you know, witness for the first time. So that was pretty cool, you know, being in there with, you know, not just the Mundos and like Phoenix, but being there with like Mil Muertes and being in there with Matanza and all those other bigger guys. And so people got to see, you know, that side of me, that fight side of me. So that was pretty cool. But just in general, the whole package of Lucha Underground I thought was awesome. I thought we had something. We had like a cult following that really knew what, you know, what we were bringing. Yeah, no. Yeah. So I think, man, it was. But now that I'm thinking about it, what's funny, and I wasn't even on. Maybe I was, but I didn't really see much discourse online about what the ratings of Lucha were bringing. You know what I'm saying? People were just talking about like how good. Like people weren't talking about.
It was almost a cult following to an extent. Almost.
But people weren't talking about but it's not getting these numbers. So that's maybe they were, and I just wasn't you know privy to it. But that's something that I did notice about Lucha. People were just. It was just. Again, like you said, it was a cult following. People just loved what it brought, the energy it brought. Yeah,
you definitely did it big in that show, and to see where your career has grown now is so awesome. Like, for instance, heel Ricochet. I think everybody's loving that. How fun is it to play a heel?
That's the thing. It's like I'm not playing anything. I'm kind of just being myself, and whether people like it or not, that's up to how they choose to then live their lives. If they want to choose to then be disgruntled and be angry for the rest of the day, that's on them. If they want to choose to take it as entertainment and take it for what it is, then that's on them. And so I like to, again, just kind of be myself and say kind of what I think about events or people. And you like it, you don't, sorry.
Shout out to the young OG, but we're going to move on. We ain't going to talk about him. So let me know how you get prepared for a match. Is it the same whether it's a dark show, whether it's a regular show, whether it's televised or it's pay-per-view? How does Ricochet walk through match day?
Wake up, go to the gym, get a coffee, get to the show, you know, get to my individual specific locker room so nobody's around me. And
is that you always have the individual specific locker room?
Why am I going to be around the regular people? No.
Understood.
We're not doing that. And I just kind of lock in. You know, I got my music, you know, make sure I eat right through the day, get enough water. Sometimes if you don't get water in the day and then you wrestle, not a good mixture. You get dry mouth, cotton mouth. It's horrible. Sometimes when you don't get water, I've come back messed up before and eaten all day.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but I don't really have like a ritual. I don't really have like a specific thing that I do. I think also the fact that this will be like 22 years this year.
Man, congratulations.
I think it's just become, I don't know, not that I don't get nervous, but I feel like the nerves are more anxious feelings and I kind of get excited before matches and stuff. So I don't know, just get ready for honestly the crowd and get ready for the vibe of the night and get ready how the crowd's going to react and, you know, what am I going to do to, you know, go with them, vibe with them. That's kind of, I guess, where my head is at before I go out there. Because whoever I'm about to go, I'm going to slap them anyway, so. All
right, speaking of slapping, you brought up music. What's on the pre-match playlist, Ricochet?
Ooh, see, again, I sometimes it's different. Again, you can ask my wife. Sometimes even when I
congratulations on your marriage.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations, yes.
Even when I'm like working out and stuff, sometimes it's like I'll have like a vocal going on, not necessarily like rock or like a Whitney Houston or something. Okay. I don't know why that gets you going. So it depends on really the day and how I'm feeling because my musical interests are very vast. So on that day, it could, again, like I said, it could be some Metallica.
Right.
Or, you know, it could be whomever. But again, I don't really have a specific playlist either because, again, I think I'm focused on other stuff, really. I don't know. But yeah, I wish that I had, because I know a lot of people who do have some sort of musical routine, or I see someone over there stretching or with their cable, and all that stuff is kind of, I just feel like I do it anyways. I do the stretch, I do all that stuff, but that's more for just my body. I mean, I guess that's kind of my ritual.
Okay.
You know, you do your push-ups, you do your stretches, you do your the cables to get pumped, you do that stuff. I guess maybe that, but as far as like a ritual, there's nothing that I specifically have to do.
You just walk in and you're you.
Absolutely.
So once again, AEW superstar Ricochet, he's in the building talking about AEW's All In July 12th going down at Globe Life Field. So everybody likes to ask the question, who is your Mount Rushmore? But of course, with you, the future of flight, you've seen it for years now. As you said, over 2 decades, 2 dimes. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of aerial performers?
Ooh, honestly, for me, I feel like I've had the same aerial Mount Rushmore for a while.
Okay.
Now. This is just me. So my 4 would be, number 1 would be Rey Mysterio.
Shout out Rey Mysterio. Yes.
Rey Mysterio. Number 2 is me.
Okay, respect.
Number 3 is Pac. And number 4, and honestly, it kills me because I hate his stinking guts. I'd have to put Will Ospreay on there.
There's a respect there. There's a respect there with y'all too.
That's my 4.
Begrudgingly, that's your 4.
Begrudgingly, with his stupid face on it. That would be my 4. Again, I think it would be hard to beat a totality of everything that all 4 of those guys bring to high flying wrestling specifically. I think between those 4, there's nothing that really hasn't been done.
I can see that, yeah.
And I think between those 4, there's things that people can't do. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being, I think those are the 4 that, and I think those 4 have transcended the popular, or I don't even know how you would say it, but they've, their name, their recognition goes beyond, just,
household name.
Yeah. I think those 4, yeah.
So let me ask you this, because you did bring up Will Ospreay, and you did bring up the faction that we talked about. If he can help King Ricochet, putting respect on your name, get you to the title, could he be a possible, does that make sense?
I think Ospreay, he's got a lot of learning he needs to do before he joins me. I think he's got a lot of real life learning he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Can't always turn the cheek. Can't always do the, he's got a lot of life experience that he's got to go through before he joins me. He's a little he's a little kid right now. A little baby deer right now.
So he might be an aspirant, possibly.
Yeah.
King Ricochet, thank you so much for pulling up K104. Let everyone know where to hit you up at. Like I said, AEW All In July 12th, Globe Life Field. Go ahead, King.
No, yeah, absolutely. Get your tickets now at AEWTix.com. Also follow me at King Ricochet, basically on everything.
Appreciate you. Ron Murray, K104, your home for DFW's hip hop and R&B, DD and Bebe, the biggest.